It's Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. We've done all the work, and literally all you have to do is sit there and listen. My name is Justin, and today's band is Fall Out Boy. And I'm going to tell you this, in these new trying times, daddy, if you will, hard work does indeed work. And you know what? The man himself is here. I'm going to let him talk about this wonderful new app he's developed, the Hard Work Works fitness app. Joe Leone?
Hey, yeah, what's up? It's great to be back on Deprogrammed. If you're taking your water shots today, every time that I say genre, take a water shot, by the way, just saying. But like Justin said, yes, hard work does work. And listen, y'all, it is trying times right now. So before I say anything else, I want to let you know, free. I'm doing 2 weeks free trial of my app. It's the Hard Work Works fitness app. In your app store, you can download it. 2 weeks free. Again, a lot of people don't have any equipment at home, or maybe if you do have some equipment at home, you're going to get 10 workouts that you can do. Download it. Let me know what you have available to you. Again, whether you have nothing at all or a little bit of equipment. I'm going to give you 10 free workouts that you can do at home while we're all quarantined and locked down and shut down. So you keep moving, keep staying healthy. And if you don't want to continue after that, you don't have to. You can keep all those workouts. If you do want to continue after that, it's only $10 a month. You get 3 new workouts every week. There's a nutrition guide included in all of that as well, even with the free trial, to help you eat healthier. Again, I know it's crazy times right now, but that's what I'm here to help you with as well. So again, the Hard Work Works fitness app. If you go right now, download it, 2-week free trial. I'll put 10 workouts on that app for you. If you want to continue after that, it's only $10 a month, and you'll get 3 new ones every week. If you don't like it and you don't want to continue, that's fine too. You can keep all those workouts, no obligation. So Hard Work Works fitness app in your app store, 2-week free trial. Go there, download it, decide, commit, succeed, join the hustle, baby.
Hashtag join the hustle. And it's a terrific app, Joe. And I'm not just saying that because you're my friend and I have you on the line, but it really is. Like I've admittedly not used it as much as one should, but every time I do,
but it's there for you.
It's there for me, and it's super simple, and you show me how to do all the workouts, which is great. So this year, I am going to commit to getting in shape as opposed to just losing weight, which is what I've been doing. So that's a whole nother conversation, a whole nother can of worms. But I mentioned we're talking about Fall Out Boy today, but I also want to say this. Please don't bother me. Look,
don't bother me.
These are trying times, okay? And I get it. Like, we're a pod, and we should be trying to put out the best audio quality possible. Sometimes it's just not feasible, and in these trying times, you know, we do what we can to put a show together. So I'm just saying, if anybody has problems with the audio, I get it. But also, please keep it to yourself. That's a real jerk thing for me to say. I know, but I'm just saying.
Well, if all the complaint is like, oh, well, the audio quality wasn't that good, I think we're doing pretty okay considering what's going on right now.
Absolutely. So, again, we are talking about Fall Out Boy today, and Joe, I think you are the one who put Fall Out Boy out there for the world to see, understand.
That's actually news to me. I couldn't remember if I did. So if you say so, then okay, then yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, I'll say it was me. I'll take credit for that, or discredit, whichever. I guess we'll find out as we talk about it.
Yeah. So walk me through Fall Out Boy.
For me, honestly, I got into Fall Out Boy late. Like, I remember being in junior high, and like there was a lot of my friends that were listening to them, and I don't know. I was like, I guess I was like a pre-hipster, perhaps, before hipster was really a thing, because like everybody was listening to it. I was like, nah, I'm not going to listen to it. I was very heavy into just your Metallica and your AC/DC and stuff back in junior high. So like anything that wasn't considered metal, I didn't care about. So I didn't start listening to Fall Out Boy until probably like my 20s. So I guess that was probably like 4 or 5 albums in at the point, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I forget when. Yeah, so probably like let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4th album is when I actually started to listen to Fall Out Boy. And I obviously went back to their beginning albums, and that's why I liked them at the time. So I guess we'll leave it at that for then. So when, on the board, the deprogrammed page, just thinking of bands to do that have a lot of discography. So that's why I put them up there.
All right. And one of the first people to jump on, Andy, again, you surprise me sometimes. Fall Out Boy, another one I did not see coming. So walk me through it. Why did you have to get in on Fall Out Boy?
Well, I mean, I love Joe for one.
Well, I love you too, buddy.
But for me, it was, it's funny because like this episode and the recent episode with Sarah B are kind of in that same era of my life, that early 2000s time. And for me, like, I'm trying to remember exactly, but like, I know it was about 2003, and it was either right after getting back from my first deployment with Iraqi Freedom and all that and stuff, or on that deployment, because some of the guys on my boat were more punk rockers and stuff like that, and like we were gonna have like a ship band or something, whatever, and like we would listen to Fall Out Boy and not Sugar, a couple, those types of bands. That's when I got into like Dashboard a little bit, and Fall Out Boy and Alkaline Trio and some of those newer punk bands and whatnot else. And like Joe, I was the quintessential metalhead and rocker and everything else. It was a little bit of a departure from my normal, but they were just good music though. You
can't deny good music, right?
Bad about those early albums.
Yeah.
So
so let's bring in the new voice. You may have heard briefly there, Christina joining us.
Hello.
First of all, thank you so much for clear across the country joining us, and for all the kind words you've said about Deprogrammed over the time. But I need you to walk me through it, because strangely enough, the way it works out, it seems like maybe you would have been the one to put Fall Out Boy out there.
Yeah, definitely. I grew up in North Dakota, obviously, which is where I am now, and there's not a lot to do.
That's true.
So now I still listen to the same music I listened to when I was growing up, which is why I'm really big into 80s metal and Fall Out Boy, which is a kind of strange mix. But when I was in middle school, it's kind of the perfect time frame, because I'm 27. So this is like the perfect time for my music taste to be shaped, listening to the first few records when they would come out. So I remember when From Under the Cork Tree came out, and it just blew me away. It was such a good album, and I had enough Fall Out Boy t-shirts to wear a different one every single day for 2 weeks.
Nice.
I love this band, and I had a teacher in 8th grade. He was my homeroom teacher, and he wrote in my yearbook, because I moved to a new house, and he wrote, "I hope your new neighbors like Fall Out Boy." And this guy's like 70 years old. So that kind of indicates how much I loved them when I was growing up, and I still do. I listen to these first 3 records specifically on a pretty heavy rotation, and this band is kind of one of those that no matter what you're feeling, you can turn them on and still feel that nostalgia that you need in times like these, especially.
Yeah. So that
100%.
that brings me to my relationship with Fall Out Boy, which is fairly non-existent, really. And it borderlines on hatred at points. Yeah.
Okay.
So
let's see it.
Kind of like what Joe was saying initially. Like, so when Sugar We're Going Down comes out, for some reason I was in the mindset of, nah, man, I am not going to get into this. I didn't give it the time of day. For some reason, if anybody knows me, I do a thing where, like, if there's a song I don't particularly like, I sing it like this. And so that was the joke for me for Fall Out Boy. And then, like, each song that came out afterwards, I was just like, oh, God, this is the worst. This is awful. Oh, God, I hate this. I hate this. And it wasn't until recently that I kind of softened my stance on them, because some of the more recent songs, and I'll name it, Uma Thurman. Good God, I hate that song. I, with a passion, hate that song. I hope this is spoilers. I hope none of you bring that to the table because I hate it.
I feel the same way, Justin.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, good. The brief chats we've had, I feel like we're all kind of in the same vein here, where the first 3 are tops. The 4th one's not so bad. Everything after that starts to lose me. But again, I softened my stance on them, and I'll tell you this: Sugar We're Going Down. Some time ago, my friend Leslie shared a video of Sugar We're Going Down where it's just the vocals. They took the music out. It's the music video without the music. And so I was like, okay, well, let me see this. People be loving on Fall Out Boy. I hate them, so why? And I listened to it, and I was like, holy shit, the vocal melodies on this are wonderful. And then like I'd contrast that with Uma Thurman, and I'm like, okay, so maybe they're not the band I thought they were.
Yeah.
And
but at the same time, they are.
Yes.
When you look at the whole discography, which is interesting.
Yes. So I've infinitely softened my stance on Fall Out Boy, and I wholeheartedly back their first 3 records. And I guess we'll find out like the what's and where's like as we start talking about it. But to that point, Christina, this being your first show, walk me through what it was like doing your 20 for this.
It was strange because I have been doing this just locally with my friends. So I've made a few lists for different bands, and it's different doing it for this because there's a lot more pressure. Because if I regret my list, I have to listen to it.
Understandable.
Like try to fix it. Is that what it's like? Is it like a complex that becomes?
Yeah, like if I go through my list and I like we did Taking Back Sunday a couple weeks ago, and I regretted my list after we did it. And so this one was like that because I grew up with this band, and it was really hard for me to separate the nostalgia with what made a good song. Because I love so much of their early stuff that I had to decide if I liked the song because it was a good song or because it had a good memory attached to it. So I started out with only 33 songs on my first pass, and the only cut that was hard was the last one.
Yes.
And I might regret that one. We'll see. But it wasn't that difficult because we've kind of echoed with each other is like the last few albums are really not my cup of tea. And so it was hard for me to try to pick stuff off of them. And it kind of felt like doing myself a disservice to like cut the last one that was hard to put in something from the later records. It felt like I was just pandering to the game a little bit, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Let's
see if I regret it. It was hard at the end.
We'll find out. Andy, walk me through. What was it like putting your 20 together for this?
I mean, it's as will be the theme. It starts out really easy. I was in that mindset, I guess, of the early 2000s because right after I finished my Sarah B list, I was getting into this. So I'm like in that early 2000s mode, and I'm just feeling good. Like I'm remembering friends and good times and everything else, and kind of in that simpler time, so to speak. And I'm thinking back, and I'm fairly certain I've met half of the band or something like that back in the 96X days, one day at Buffalo Wild Wings. I remember being on the Mike and Bob show and sitting there with Pete Wentz and I think it was his guitar player, I believe. So that was another added in connection to Fall Out Boy that I had to be on the episode for. So, why not?
Did they write a song about you is the question, though.
What's that?
Did they write a song about you is the question, though.
No, they didn't. This was right as he was getting engaged to Ashley Simpson.
Oh my God!
Somewhere in there, somewhere around that time frame, so to date it. But didn't write a song about me or anything like that. But it was an interesting moment to I met some of those guys. That's kind of cool, and they were cool guys. And listening to it, there's that it's weird when you look at it. Sometimes, like song to song, almost it seems like it's a hard 90 into the kind of almost genre change for them. But at other times, when you step back and look at even the early music, for them to go the route that they did into a more pop vibe was very obvious.
Yeah.
Because the harmonies and everything vocally are so present and so good. Let's be honest, the great harmonies vocally and everything else like that I guess it was obvious. So I mean, like and I always try to represent a song and album at the least, so it was tougher to find the ones at the end. But there was there was something that was good enough, or that I didn't find to be half bad, that I could put in there. And it was I guess I kind of undershoot more often, so it just kind of worked out towards the end. It was just like, okay, yeah, just add this one and that one, and they were done.
Yeah. So Joe, your 20 was how difficult?
Honestly, like, I think I messaged the group that my first pass I got 23. So like it was, I feel like it was easy to the point of I was just literally going through every song. These are ones towards like, so let me start over. The back 3 albums, it was real easy to not pick anything pretty much.
Yeah.
There's some there, but it was just like Andy said, like Christina said, just the kind of the changes, right? That happened, and it wasn't in for me. So like those back 3. So the beginning 3 were easy. And then that back 3, actually overall, I don't even know what I'm saying. It was pretty easy for me. Let's just say that. I'm just rambling. It was pretty easy for me because I knew what I liked from them. And once I heard something that I didn't care for Fall Out Boy, I didn't like it. I didn't put it on to the next round. So yeah, it was overall easy.
I think for me, I had like 39 through my first pass because, again, not to continue hammering this point home, those last couple of records, I wasn't pulling a lot through. Like, I was a little generous with them on my first pass just because I was like, okay, this was enough for me to give a second listen. And then as I'm doing my second listen, I'm like, nah. I tried to bring something from the later records just to bring it into the conversation because there's a couple nuggets here and there in those back albums, but it's not. None of those are Fall Out Boy to me. Like, obviously it says Fall Out Boy on the record, but what I enjoyed, what completely changed my mind about the band was the stuff on those first 3 records. So it's like, well, why am I going to, these ones I enjoy, why am I going to put anything out past that when I could change people's minds with anything off of these first 3 records? So
right. That's a good point.
That's the way I viewed it. Now, I think a lot of people are in a lot of the same boat though, because I always ask, the page, hey, what do you guys consider essential? And more than half of the responses I got were none, which is never helpful to the conversation, but I always like to talk about it because that's the general consensus of this band is the same thing we think, or at least I used to before listening to those first 3 records, is nah, man, not for me. And I did have one person answer that the entire first record, and then the other few answers I got were the ones you'd expect. So
radio hits.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what we come up with as a list, but I do think it's just more important to understand that they're not Uma Thurman. I mean,
they're definitely not Uma Thurman. Wow. Yeah. Uma Thurman.
They're not that either.
Yeah, they're not that either. They're definitely not that either.
So, with that being said, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. We have each combed through Fall Out Boy's discography and pulled out 20 songs that we're now going to mash against each other in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you in case you've never given Fall Out Boy the time of day, like me. And look, it's rare that I swing for the hit first. It's rare that I go for something so obvious first, but To me, this is the number one with a bullet. I mean, to me, this is the song, because while I hated it when it came out, it is also the song that swayed me on them. Sugar, We're Going Down.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't have it.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, don't apologize.
No.
I stand by it. I stand by that decision.
Nice.
Andy?
Yeah, I do have Sugar We're Going Down.
All right, so it goes into the
Because I mean,
conversation.
it's weird because like thinking about that song, I thought it was on a later album, not realizing it's what on Cork Tree, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It is, yep.
And it's weird, but I guess because it had Stay Power on the radio, that like I associated with like the album after it or whatever, with It's Not a Scene and stuff in that
On High
album. Yeah. So.
Well, to me, the fact that song was able to go from a definitive nah man to holy shit, this is good, to me was enough to put it up at the top of the list for me. So, all right.
And then originally I wasn't actually going to put that in because I was kind of playing the game. I was like, well, I know Justin's not going to have it because it's a radio hit. But I did put it in for me because I remember seeing them in concert probably, I guess it was 2007 or 8. And then just seeing specifically that song live, I just have that memory. I was like, okay, that was a badass show. So this definitely has to go in there.
All right. Well, we got one in the conversation. So
I don't want you to be mad at me for not having it, but I switched it for a different hit off of the same record. I couldn't put all of them in, but I do love that song. It's not me not loving that song.
No, it happens, and it'll happen a lot in this conversation. So don't worry about it. It three of us got it, so it's in the conversation. It also takes precedence in the next round if we need to just push it through. So, all right, Joe.
Oh, okay. I wasn't ready. Okay. So I'm gonna go. We're gonna stick with the same album from Under a Cork Tree, and it's a little less 16 Candles, a little more Touch Me.
Got it.
Oh, hold on. I think I ended up cutting that.
I love that song.
Yeah, I think it's one of the. I mean, that whole album. I love that whole album. I think this is definitely top 3 of that album for me. Just I can't really describe it other than just it comes in like Fall Out Boy. You know what I mean? That's their sound to me. This song is their sound to me, other than Sugar We're Going Down, and it just has stuck with me ever since I heard it for the first time.
All right, Andy.
That's one of my top 2 favorite Fall Out Boy songs that they have.
Nice.
Andy?
I don't seem to have that one, but it seems like it was probably one that was like, just outside of the cut, I think.
It absolutely 100% made my first cut, and if I had to guess, it would have been like 23, 24. So, but 2, you got it. It goes to the conversation. All right, Andy.
All right. So again, I always like to start at the beginning, if you will. So,
if you will.
Tell that Mick he just made my list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, we got one.
A unanimous.
We got
Yeah.
one.
Nice.
Which is rare with a 4-person panel. I'll put that out
Yeah.
there. That is rare. But yeah, it's just it's what they do. Like that is what they do to me.
And lyrically, that song is extremely good.
And again, this is what I hate about this show sometimes. Like, if the lyrics aren't what jump out at me first, then to me, what stuck out for Fall Out Boy that made this an easy listen is the melodies and enjoying. I'm generally speaking a fan of the punk rock genre, so like anything that's kind of like a couple ticks away either way, I'm gonna be into. So like guitars. So melodies and then guitars were the first 2 things that were like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. And I never got to lyrically, which bums me out.
Yeah, I pretty much everything that you said, Justin. For anybody that's listened to the shows that I've been on, I'm the same way. And I'm thinking about it now. I hadn't thought about it before, but man, I wonder what kind of a change it would have been if this album, Take This to Your Grave, was the second album, and From Under a Cork Tree was the debut album. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like Take This to Your Grave is a little bit, definitely feels harder, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bit more raw.
So to go from like, I don't know, it's a fun what if game, I think, to play. Like if this was the second and From Under a Cork Tree was the debut, how, if that would have changed anything as far as mainstream wise, or like if you would have had someone like me, I could have possibly got into them earlier than what I did. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, that is a very fun what if game, but did they have a hit? Because I feel like Sugar We're Going Down was the breakout, right?
They did, yeah. So they were doing the same thing so bands like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday, they had a record that their first record sounded a lot like Take This to Your Grave, and then they did a hard switch for their second album. And it's kind of the same genre, but off of Take This to Your Grave, they did have one song that I'm not going to mention, but it did get quite a bit of play, but it was kind of that pocket that wasn't quite huge yet, and then they hit that stride with From Under the Cork Tree because that was more accessible for more people.
Well, yeah.
But there was a song on Take This to Your Grave that was kind of like as mainstream as that album got.
Yeah. So, and I guess to that point, like, and to kind of further Joe's point a little bit, the polish on Cork Tree, I think, is what set them apart. Like, the first record didn't have that polish, which, depending on who you are, like, for me in this band specifically, I want that grimy feel rather than the polish, because I think the polish is kind of what and ultimately ended up removing what I enjoyed about the band. They put far too much polish on it. Whereas a band like Hole, I really enjoyed their polished albums. So it's all in, that's a different conversation, I think, for a different day.
Subjectively.
Yeah.
Everybody is subjective with that.
So, all right, Christina, your first go.
Oh boy. I think I'm going to go with From Under the Cork Tree and play Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. But it's a 3B.
That song is probably one of the best songs on the record for me. Every time I hear it, it just makes me want to drive around with the windows down and just sing like I'm in high school and not care about anything anymore. And it just gives you that feeling of being young again. And I don't know, I really like it. And I like that it's a Dirty Dancing reference.
Yes.
I like, honestly, like with Fall Out Boy, just especially in the beginning, like all the names of their songs, looking back now, I was like, that's very creative of like, hey, let's just come up with some random, but also it fits into lyrically the name of this song. You know what I mean? Like that's, I like the creativeness that they had.
It's weird because for the same reason I didn't want to give My Chemical Romance the time of day. They have these like sentences as the song titles, and like at the time I was like, oh God, you guys, whatever was wrong with that time in my life, I wish I could like just erase. But
like I don't have time to read this whole title. Like, wait for it to scroll past on Spotify. It's like, come on.
What's the name of that one? Jeez, come on.
And another thing I really like that I just want to throw out about Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner is there's this really like kind of indicative of the time lyricism with a lot of these bands. And this one is so just like kind of like a screw you to whoever they're writing it about. And it's so wear me like a locket around your throat. I'll weigh you down. I'll watch you choke. You look so good in blue.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That's such a good lyric.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I think that is something that jumped out about that. Your boy used to take notes. I'll just say that. Your boy used to take notes for this show, and this time I didn't, but I do believe that is one of the lines that jumped out at me. Like now that you say it.
I originally did take notes, and then I deleted that note on my phone, so I don't have those notes anymore. But,
Joe is
yeah.
Joe is SMRT.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's it. And this is actually the first time that I actually did take notes, because normally I just had the playlist on my phone. And this is actually when I took notes for, and it got deleted.
Oops.
Because I is smart. But anyway, that's another conversation too.
All right. Well, it goes to the conversation 3 out of 4, so it goes slightly ahead of 16 Candles. All right. That's just a note that for whatever reason I'm saying aloud. All right. Let me come right back to the top of my list here. I'm going to go with the patron saint of liars and fakes.
I got it.
I do not have that.
I do have it.
All right. It goes into the conversation. And it's 3. Did you want to say anything about the song, Christina or Andy?
Yeah, I am pulling up the lyrics right now. I usually take notes on things as well, but this song is one of those songs that I wanted to cut really bad because I didn't want to have such a heavy like first record. But there's the line that's, when it all goes to hell, will you be able to tell me sorry with a straight face?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's so good. Every lyric off of, like, there's those one-liners in pretty much every song, in the first 2 records specifically. And a lot of the songs that I picked have those one-liners in them. And this one is really, really good.
Well, there we go. So just as a reminder, we have 1 all the way through, and we have 4 in the conversation. So we're doing A-okay. Actually, there's been 0 misses too, which is worth noting. All right, Joe.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't ready.
Again?
I was trying to decide which one I was going to go with next, because I was just going to go right down the list like I usually do, but I feel like I'm going to play the game a little bit just for funsies. I'm going to go with, actually, Christina mentioned this a couple of songs ago. I believe this is the one that she's talking about, and it's from Take This to Your Grave. It's Dead on Arrival.
I got it.
I don't have it, and that's not the one I was talking about.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Maybe that just shows that they've got a couple more than we gave them credit for.
I guess so.
Also true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, or I thought at least Dead on Arrival was, I thought I heard it on the radio before.
It was, yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like they're definitely, Fall Out Boy, that's one of those things too where, like working in all the gyms that I have, it's always on a especially that Uma Thurman song, God Bless America. Being at the gym all day, working or whatever, and that song would come on every hour when it first came out. I was like, please stop. Please stop. But I digress.
All right. Well, 2 of us got it, so it moves to the conversation. So we're all right. Andy.
Yeah. Homesick at Space Camp.
Yep. I got it.
I don't have it.
I don't have it either.
Okay.
Oh, man. A room split.
Yep. It goes to the conversation, though. I don't know what that voice was.
No.
All right. Christina.
I am going to depart a little bit because we haven't played anything off of anything after the first 2 records. So I'm going to go to Infinity on High, which I think is their best record. And I might miss here, but it's worth it. I'm going to play Hum Hallelujah.
I got it.
I do have it.
Wow, I'm the odd man out. I don't have that.
That is my favorite Fall Out Boy song. I think lyrically it is their best song. And I will fight anybody about it.
Nice.
I like it.
I just want to point this out. Christina played smart. She didn't lead with, this is my favorite Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, because that never happened. That never goes through well.
Never works out. I've listened to this show a couple times. I didn't want to jinx myself, but Hum Hallelujah is one of those songs that just, it sounds really good, and it just, it's kind of sad without sounding sad.
Yes. I hate to correlate that with Hanson, but Hanson does that really well too. Like with being able to write songs that are kind of like upbeat, But if you break it down and listen to what they're singing about, it's like, nah, man, this is a sad fucking song.
Mm-hmm. And like a couple of the lines that I want to throw out, because this song lyrically is their best song, I think. There's a line that's the road outside my house is paved with good intentions.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit later into the chorus, I thought I loved you, but it's just how you looked in the light.
I have to tell you, like, again, I didn't take the notes, but a lot of these reasons, that right there is the line that stuck out to me. Like, I didn't take the note, but now that you repeat it, because I'm trying to, oftentimes I'm so departed from when I made the list that I can't remember why I chose a song. That is 100% why. Like, that line was like, this is why this has got to go through. Like, on my second listen.
It's great. Lyrically, that song is their best one. And it sits right in the middle of the record too. So I think it kind of helps with bridging that together, because the end of it feels a little different than the beginning. So it's a good middle spot in the record. But I don't know. Come Hallelujah is my favorite one.
Nice.
All right.
I'll fight for it.
I dig it.
It goes into the conversation. It's got three of us, so it's got some weight to it. All right, I'm gonna try for a miss here because we're doing okay, and I'm gonna trot out one of the ones that I really felt comfortable with including in this conversation from Folie à Deux.
Oh boy.
27.
Nope.
Andy?
No, I do not have it.
All right. Nope, it's in the trash. It's in the trash.
First one.
Yep.
Thanks for taking one for the team on that.
Hey, it had to be done eventually, right?
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the first one, so.
All right, Joe.
I'll go with trying to get something in the trash. Just why not throw it out there? This is actually from one of the only ones from Save Rock and Roll. Spoilers. There's only a couple to pull out there for me, and I'm just gonna go because I saw this actually. It was the song to one of the last Bill and Ted's excellent Halloween. We went to Halloween Horror Nights, and they had this with the Bill and Ted live show. It was the song for it. It was the Phoenix.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
No, it was like a close cut because of
Trash.
it's not a bad song, but it wasn't quite,
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was guessing it would go in the trash, and
Right, yeah.
literally the
Well,
only reason why I put it up
is,
there.
yeah, it's noteworthy from that album.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, yeah, that I'm pretty sure that was one of the like 2, maybe 3 that got through on my initial. So it just didn't make the final. So, all right, Andy.
All right. Again, just I go down my list, and it's chronological. So, and this one, I guess, when I think of when that album came out and everything else, it almost kind of lines up, at least title-wise, that Chicago was 2 years ago, because basically when I was finding Fall Out Boy, Chicago was 2 years ago in the Great Lakes, turn of the phrase. So
I do not have that one.
I don't have it either.
I do have that.
Hey, saved.
Hey, come on.
Saved at the last minute. All right, let me throw that over.
What I'm here for. I don't have Sugar We're Going Down, but I can save you on Chicago, so 2 years ago.
All right.
All right, Christina.
I am gonna follow Justin's lead and play off of Folie à Deux and play Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, but it's saved. It's 2.
No, all I could think of was Fred Flintstone with that, obviously.
Go ahead, Christina. You should say something first.
I think when Folie à Deux, I didn't pick as much off of. That album was really hit and miss for me, but I listened to it all the way through when it came out, and that song really hits me in a different way. Lyrically, just because of the I'd promise you anything for another shot at life. And I have a good friend that listened to that song with me when it came out, and she's no longer with us, so that song just kind of hits me a little bit different.
Gotcha.
So that one is in there mostly for her. But it sounds really good. It still kind of throws back to the earlier records and how it sounds, but you can kind of see a little more of where they're trying to go. And it's a good way to start it out. If I'm correct, that's the first song on the.
I'm pretty sure. Yep.
That's one. I just like how it started really slow, and then to me, like it came in harder, which was that kind of thing just gets me all the time. Whatever band that we're talking about, like, you know, you kind of catch me off guard. Like, you know, initially it starts, and I was literally about to, you know, pass on it, and I was like, let me just give it like 30 seconds, and then it came in. I was like, oh, okay. And then listening to it, that's why I kept it. It caught me right off the bat. So,
you mentioned this, Christina, and I've noticed that over the last 6 months to a year with playing this, I think about this way too often, because everybody by now knows I'm a track one guy.
You are,
and I wonder if I eliminated it because I was thinking too hard. Of, man, this is a track one, and that's why I have it.
Let me just like make you feel better. I think I have three track ones on my list.
Well,
not to give away any spoilers or anything.
I wonder which one those are.
Yeah, really.
Well, maybe
track one well.
Yeah, I think that I also am the same way with track ones. Is I find myself like, I talked with my friends about the Menzingers a month or so ago, and every single one of their records I picked a track one. It was like 6 track ones.
Well, sometimes if a band is a good track one band that can just set that tone the correct way, like it's so important.
But then sometimes they miss the tone. I wish the rest of Folie à Deux sounded like Disloyal Order, but it doesn't.
And I guess maybe that might be the bigger part of why it didn't make it for me. So I don't know. I can't put myself in my head 3 weeks ago when I made this list. So, all right. So it comes back to me. I'm going to go to one of those that in 2000, whatever, I would have hated. Our Laura made us change the name of this song so we wouldn't get sued.
I don't.
As far as like their, and I do have it, a good one as far as the sentence of the song. And, I have to say this, like, at times I hate when they do like the overly long song title, but like they'll have like the lyric, there'll be a good lyrical line or something that'll be like, all right, you son of a bitch, I'm back in.
You son of a bitch, you got me.
Yeah,
I don't have it though.
Okay, well, 2 of us do. So
I passed on this one for another one from that album.
Right.
I did too.
Let me throw that over there to the thing with the thing. Joe.
So since we're on From Under a Cork Tree, I'll just throw this one out. So I really loved this lyric. I have it pulled up, so I'm going to say it because I'm just going to do that because it's my turn. So you steer in a rearview mirror, make my head swim. I'll keep you warm and won't ask you where you've been. Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends.
Oh, man. Nope.
That was number 23 for me.
Oh, man. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, what a great line. And that's the thing, like, they pull you back in with those kinds of things. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Andy,
yeah, they definitely do.
Did you have that one, Andy?
I did not.
Okay, so it's into the trash.
Trash.
Unfortunately for Joe.
That's okay.
All right, let me.
We gotta get something in the trash.
Something's got to.
I'm not hurt by it.
Something's got to give, right?
I had 2 or 3 out of, 10 picks or something. So we're doing pretty good.
Also, I want to point out, like, bizarrely, NTP will not be needed. And we actually have a conversation. We need to make a cut when we get to the next round. At least one cut. So, all right, Andy.
Next one on the list is Calm Before the Storm.
Yes.
I got it.
I'm the odd man out. I don't have that.
3 of us do, though. Goes over here. It's over here now. All right. And Christina?
I am going to go with another one that is a sentence for the title, which is the one I switched Our Lawyer out for. Is I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was a stupid song written about me.
I got it.
Yeah.
And I do have it.
Hey, 4 of us.
Yeah.
Unanimous?
It's unanimous.
Nice.
All right.
Hell yeah. That song, it sounds a little bit darker.
100%.
And I love that about it. And there's that line, I've got arrogance down to a science. Like they know how they come off. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Fall Out Boy is they knew their persona and they really own that in Infinity on High. But with this song on From Under the Cork Tree, this one is like, we know how you guys see us. And so we're going to play into that because they had a reputation, especially Pete. And this song kind of plays into it, obviously, with the title and that line. But
see, this
I love how it kind of goes into a little bit of screamo, and that really sealed the deal for me.
I like these
Going to can't cover it up, can't cover it up.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I love these. These are the things that I wouldn't be able to find out, like, because I again, like with Lawyer, like I'm sure there's a story there. I don't know the story, but there's no way, even if I did listen in depth to the lyrics, there's no way I would have found that out about them. So this is what, ladies and gentlemen, this is reason 1322 why Justin loves doing this show. God. All right. So slept with someone was Christina, so it's back to me. You know, I'll trot out something from Infinity here. Fame is less than infamy.
Yes.
I don't have it.
I don't have it either.
Okay. 2 of us do. Moves over to the. It goes to the left. Jesus. Sometimes my stupid brain. Stupid brain.
I love you, though.
All right, Joe.
Okay, I'll pull out again from Save Rock and Roll. Probably going in the trash. That's okay, though. This is also a huge radio hit. Heard it a bunch of times. Hated it for a while, but when I come back to it, it's definitely a good pump-up song. It's my songs Know What You Did in the Dark.
Nope.
Nope.
No, I do not have it.
That's okay. Put it in the trash.
Is that the one that goes light 'em up?
It sure is.
Okay.
And I thought wait a minute. Oh, is it my songs?
Yes. Know
What You Did in the Dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have that one. Yeah, I was like, I think that was the interesting thing when I got to those later albums. The ones that I picked were like the wrestling pay-per-view themes and stuff like that. The ones that I knew. It was like, you know what? They weren't bad songs when you boil it down.
It was definitely a pay-per-view theme. You'd have to ask Zach which one that was.
He would know.
Year, but
Yeah.
He would
I
absolutely
was down with that song.
All right, so it goes to the conversation. All right, Andy.
My turn. All right. XO.
Yes.
No.
I do not.
2 goes.
That song's really good, though.
1 goes there. All right, Christina.
I will throw out my song off of Save Rock and Roll since we're trying to build the trash. Alone Together.
I do not.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I picked that one because I'm in quarantine and
Yeah.
we just got a foot of snow this week.
Oh.
And this song really just like hit home that I am alone. So it was just the one I picked out because it felt pretty relevant right now, but I don't really like that record. So I did my best.
So
I get that. I
yeah.
get that.
It does make me wonder, like, under the current circumstances, if I would have given any songs like another spin, if it would change my perception of the song. So let me see. What do I have left here? I'm starting to whittle down here. I'm down to my last 7. So we got a couple more rounds here to go. You know, I'll stay on Infinity on High. I think technically this is a bonus track whenever I put the master list together, but I didn't realize it as I was listening. GINASFS.
Got it.
No.
Nope.
Okay, 2 moves over. We're gonna have a hell of a conversation here to whittle down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one for me was like it just caught me because I was like, okay, the name of the song is what? Okay, I'm gonna put this through and try to figure it out and look it up. And there is an acronym for it. I forget what it is. I'd have to look it up. But anyway.
All right, Joe.
Well, since you played that one, that was gonna be my next play. So let's try to get something else in the trash. How about it? Let's go to I can't French. Folie à Deux. Is that it?
Yes.
It's America's Sweethearts.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay, put it in the trash.
I'm pretty
That one was a radio song.
Definitely was a radio song.
I bet you anything that's why I cut it. Because I think it initially might have made my first cut. But it was an
I
easy
thought there were so many other songs they could have chosen as a single. That one felt so weird.
Yeah, it definitely was. I don't know, almost like too sing-songy.
Mm-hmm.
I still put it on there because I was like, well, it's definitely a radio hit. You know, somebody else might have it on there. That was kind of my reason about it. But definitely was very sing-songy, and I felt like if you were trying to have a top radio hit, like one of the other ones from that album, definitely should have went somewhere else. But I digress.
All right, Andy.
Alrighty. Golden is my next one.
Oh, no, I don't have it, but I love it.
No, I don't have it either.
I don't have that either.
Trash.
All right, I got one in the trash.
That song shows the vocal range of Patrick really well. It's a really beautiful song vocally.
All
Love
right. Christina.
Ooh, it's my turn. I didn't think about this ahead of time. We'll do more trash. Off of Folie à Deux, this is kind of a weirder one. Head first slide into Cooperstown on a bad bet.
I don't have it, but I love that title.
I don't have it. It was one of my last cuts.
Oh.
It just is kind of groovy. Like it sounds so different from what I expected it to be. I enjoy the groove of it.
Let's see.
It was a sentence song, so it stayed around for me because I was like, yeah, let's annoy people with these long ass song titles.
All right, I'm gonna try this one. It's hard to say I do when I don't.
Nope.
I think I heard 2 no's there.
Yeah,
I don't have it either.
Okay, trash.
No,
Down to my last 5 here. Joe?
2 things. Okay, so let's. This might be a trash. I don't really remember why I had this song because again, I lost all my notes. It's From Under a Cork Tree, 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
I don't have it, but I love it. That was number 22.
I also just like Ada Van Halen.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Sometimes it's
Again, song titles.
Yep. All right. So that moves to the conversation. Create. And Andy.
All right. Don't you think, or don't you know who I think I am?
Nope.
Nope.
I don't have it.
It's a great title, though.
Yeah, right.
All right. Christina.
I still have 9 left somehow.
Jinkies.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, I still have 9 left. So I'm gonna play the one off of From Under the Cork Tree that I put instead of Sugar We're Going Down is Dance Dance.
Oh, I wish. No.
Like I wanted to put it because like the funny thing is, way back when that one was like a popular song, I was thinking back I think it was around the first time I got on stage at the Norva or whatever, and I remember one of my buddies at work used to joke about if we were going to do like the Spanish version of it, Bailar Bailar. So, that's what I always think of that song. I always think of it as the Spanish version, and it's like I wanted to put it on there, but I'm like, but I don't like it enough to put it on my list, kind of thing. Like it's just outside,
I didn't put it on there.
Okay, so I'm going to give you my reason. This is one I have a clear-cut reason, because there is a good chance that I would like this song now if I actually was able to listen to it. But Madden, whatever year it was, probably 03, 04, had that song in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I played
for football game.
I played that game so freaking much, and every time you would come back to the field, dooba-da-bee-ba-ba-dooba, I was like, oh God, get this song, dance, get this out of here. Like I have no concept of whether it's even a good song or not anymore, because
it is a good song. The bass in it is really good, and there's a line in it that's "I only want sympathy in the form of you crawling into bed with me."
Oh, that's good.
And it's great, but I understand why you guys don't have it. But I might be bitter about it for a while.
Also, yes, understandable. All right, I've down to my last 4, so I think we'll do this last round, and then everybody will just clear out what we got left. How about the pros and cons of breathing?
Yep.
No, it was a good one.
All right, so we got 2.
That song's great.
Got 2. All right, Joe.
Okay, I'm gonna go Grand Theft Auto. Where's Your Boy?
That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. Yeah, I knew because obviously I had it on the list. So when I threw a Dead on Arrival and you said it's not that one, so I knew it was this one then, but I didn't realize that this one was a hit.
Yeah, that one is a big favorite for a lot of people that are Fall Out Boy fans, like longtime Fall Out Boy fans. But there's a video for it and everything. It's a weird one, but I don't have it. But
nor do
it's
I.
a good song.
I think
It was pretty big though.
I think
News, and again, like Justin, like you said, the joy of doing this show is learning things, because I had no idea it was a hit. I thought it was a undiscovered thing. I guess I guess maybe I had my head in the sand or something.
Hey-o.
I don't know.
All right, so you were alone on that one, Joe. All right, Andy.
All right.
Trash.
I feel like this one might be a miss as well. The shipped gold standard.
Nope.
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 It was probably around the time I started reaching into the other albums. So yeah.
All right, Christina.
From Under the Cork Tree, Sophomore Slump, or Comeback of the Year.
No.
Oh, that is such a good song. I don't have it. Was on the last. It was like 21.
That song's so good, and it features the singer of The Academy Is. For the best part of Believe Is the Lie, that little bit is the singer of The Academy Is, and that was also one of my favorite bands growing up. So
Very cool.
worth noting, it's a good song. Trash.
All right, so here's what I got left. Let's see if anybody's got any of them. Saturday.
Nope.
Sending Postcards from a Plane Crash.
What a good song. No.
Nope.
And Of All the Gin Joints in the World.
Yep.
No.
I do not.
Okay. So
I have gin joints.
Gin Joints goes over to the combo. Everything else is trash. Give me just a sec, and then you can clear out whatever you got left, Joe. Unless you have more than like 4.
I have 6 somehow.
I have 5 left.
I have 4.
Okay, so you guys do one round without me, and then clear it out.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Who do you want to get? Am I going?
It's your turn, Joe. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. This ain't a scene. It's a goddamn arms race.
Got it.
I don't like that was like Infinity on High was the last album I bought of Fall Out Boy, and that song I think was largely what soured me on
Really?
them. It's like I just couldn't do that one. Like I would hear it like every time I walked into Best Buy, I think, and like at times I was like, it hit the wave where like you hated it, then you kind of liked it, and then you hated it again.
I get that, because that's how I felt about my songs Know What You Did in the Dark. So I get it.
I think with This Ain't a Scene, it does the same thing that I mentioned earlier, where they know who they are and they're playing into that trope. And that song is like, the video especially is them playing into this image that people thought they were these kind of like full of themselves rockers and thought they were kind of untouchable. So I think that song is kind of a commentary on what the media saw them as, and they do a good job with it. But I understand why you wouldn't have it. It played everywhere.
What's funny is like I'm kind of with Andy as far as I think the overplayed is what led to me cutting it, but that is one of those songs that I hated the moment it came out. But in hearing it in the context of their other records and hearing it now, outside of the radio, I actually really enjoyed that song. So it's again just insane what I find out when I do this show. All right, Andy.
All right. And this one was weird because it was hard to put on the list because of when I listened to it. So it's Save Rock and Roll with Elton John. And it was like the new Ozzy record had just come out when I'm listening to this. And having listened to a lot of the tracks from that album, which is a banger, by the way, side note, and listening to what Ozzy and Elton did compared to Save Rock and Roll with Elton and Fall Out Boy, like very different. And I was just kind of like, I don't know if it was really, did they save rock and roll with the song or not? That was kind of the dilemma in my head. But at the end of the day, it was kind of the song I liked the most from that album, which I think is the one where they had the, didn't they have the remix version of that too, of that album, I think?
Probably, possibly.
No, it was a different album.
Wait, no.
That was the other thing
American
that threw me off
Psycho.
when I'm listening to it. Like I get to the, as I go through the discography, I get to the remix version of the, the America, whatever the hell it was.
American Beauty,
American
Psycho.
American Psycho.
Yeah, American Psycho, and I get to that, and I'm like, oh wow, they really took a turn, didn't they? And then I was like, oh, there's a regular version. Never mind.
Yeah.
But yes, Save Rock and Roll with Elton John is on the list.
I don't have that.
I don't have it.
I don't have it.
I'm glad you had lots of kind words to say about it because it didn't just get dumped in the trash for no reason. All right.
Right. Yeah.
There was a reason.
Christina?
I am going to do off of Infinity on High, Bang the Doldrums.
I don't have that one. It was just outside the first pass. Like I liked it originally for just the name of the song, but it didn't hang around to catch me.
Oh, I love that song. That's all I got to say about it. I love it.
All right, Joe, clear them out. What you got?
All right, let's start with the trash probably first. I Don't Care.
Nope.
Andy?
No, I do not have it.
All right.
Coffees for Closers.
Nope.
I wanted to put that one on there because, the reference, which they do a lot of references and stuff like that, and depending on the song, I was like, I'll give you the pass or not kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This time, not quite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thriller.
Yep.
I did kind of like that one, but I think I like the Beat It cover better.
They had Jay-Z on that song. How do you pull Jay-Z?
Yeah, I don't know. But,
I think what really got me with that song is like I saw it on the list for Infinity on High. I was like, oh cool, they're gonna do a cover, and it wasn't a cover at all. And that was like, oh shit, okay, I dig this, So I went in expecting one thing and got another, and that's why I put it on the list there.
Is that the song that's like it's me and my plus one at the afterlife?
I believe so. Yes.
That's a great song.
All right.
Last two, Thanks for the Memories.
Nope.
No, good song though.
Yeah, again, like that's I hated that song when it came out. Hated with a passion. And I hear it now and it's like, no, you know what? That's not so bad. I don't know why I hated it so much.
Again, overplayed.
Yeah.
Like, again, when it first came out, played literally all the time.
Yeah, but I didn't mind it. Like, it was good enough that I couldn't stand listening to it as often as I heard it, I guess.
Yeah. And the last one is, I don't even remember why I put this on there, but the Carpal Tunnel of Love.
Got it. I love that song.
Yeah, I can't place it right now, but that was one of my first ones that I put on there. And I actually put it on there like just out of memory. Like it wasn't even going through the discography. So I wish I could remember right now why that is, but I don't. But anyway.
I put that song on my list because it's a really good song to show Patrick's vocal range, where he sings the chorus, we're throwing stones at a glass moon, and the way he sings moon, his like range just on the one word is so good. So good. That's why I put mine in there, is because it's a very good song vocally for him.
If you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you where it was and why I cut it, but it was absolutely on my radar. So, that just kind of.
I'm definitely gonna go back and listen to it after the show. That's for sure.
All right, Andy, clear it out.
What you got? Clear it out. I had to go with Centuries, which I think was another pay-per-view or something.
Oh yeah.
Nope.
Then Church.
Nope.
And Champion.
Nope.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
All right, Christina, go ahead and clear out what you got left.
I only have one left because I matched a bunch.
There you go.
So the last one I have off Mania, which is surprising. I know, and I am happy this is the last one because we haven't talked about this record at all. And it's Heaven's Gate.
Oh.
So that was like, I cut it before the show, but that was literally the only one that I had pulled from Mania because initially, like listening to that album, I absolutely hate that album. Like, it is so, not even to the point of like, oh, I don't like their sound or it's just not for me, but literally I'm just like, why are you guys trying to do this right now? Like it like made me mad to have to listen to this. That's just me.
But Heaven's Gate I wanted to put one of their slower songs in there. And this one kind of felt like it could have belonged on Folie à Deux. It could have been on an earlier record. And it didn't make me viscerally angry like the rest of the album did. So I had to include it.
Good call there. Good call.
All right, so I like doing this because it's always worth pointing out. We only didn't play 2 songs from Take This to Your Grave between the 4 of us, and we only didn't play 2 songs from Under the Cork Tree. So that shows you.
Yeah, where the range is.
Yes, that's where it's at. All right, so the 2 that got through unanimously. Tell That Mick he just made my list of things to do today. I Slept with Someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was this stupid song written about me. So those are in.
Easy.
All right, let me make sure that this list is clean.
Buckets. That's a long conversation.
All right, so what do we got here? I think it's like 23 or 24. 21.
In the conversation?
Yes, 21 songs in the conversation.
That's a conversation.
Indeed it is. So we got to get 21 down to 8.
Jesus.
Okay. I'll go through this. I'll go through this one time. Sugar, We're Going Down. Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner. Hum Hallelujah. The Patron Saints of Liars and Fakes. A Little 16 Candles, A Little More Touch Me. Dead on Arrival. Homesick at Space Camp. Chicago Is So 2 Years Ago. Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes. Our Lawyer Made Us Change the Name of the song so we wouldn't get sued. Calm Before the Storm. Fame Less Than Infamy. My songs know what you did in the dark. Light 'em Up. XO. GINASFS. 7 Minutes in Heaven. The Pros and Cons of Breathing. Of All the Gin Joints in All the World. This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race. Thriller. And The Carpal Tunnel of Love. Jinkies McTavish.
What was that 12th one?
Let's see.
I'm just fucking with you.
I don't know. I don't know. For the love of God. All right. So
I'll say this first. Like, I can let my songs go away. Like, I'm not hooked on that, and I had that one, so I can let that go.
Which one?
My songs.
Oh yes.
Light 'em Up. I really don't give a shit about that one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. So yeah,
if everybody agrees. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I'm fine with it because that was the Light 'em Up thing.
I was the holdout on Sugar We're Going Down, and I'm okay with that going through.
All right, let's put that through then, because
I feel like look. That's pretty Fall Out Boy.
And even though it's like the song, I think a lot more people probably have the perception that I do, where it's what turns you off, but you never really listened to it.
Mhm.
Right.
I think that's important to step away from yourself for a second and then go listen to it like as it is. Remove yourself from where they are now and listen to that, because that it's just good. Like it's just good.
Well, then there's actually something that I just realized right now. So with Sugar We're Going Down, when you played that song, you said you think it's the number one with the bullet.
Yeah.
And in that song, one of the lyrics is "I'll be your number one with a bullet."
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
Right.
That's also true. Like as he started saying that, I was like, holy shit, isn't that a lyric?
Yeah, it definitely is. Well, and I think definitely with that song, like if you let it go away for a while and then all of a sudden it comes up, you're like, oh shit, Sugar,
Yeah.
we're going down. Like, people, even that in your case, maybe like you hated it or whatever, you didn't care for it, but now like it's gone away for a while and you hear it and like, yeah, okay, I'm in, right?
Or you forget that it's that song. You remember the other part of the lyric, but then you forgot, oh, that's Sugar We're Going Down. Like, oh yeah.
Well, I think the thing that strikes me the most is like thinking about how much I hated it, and to hear the song now, it's like rational. It really doesn't make sense why I hated it so much. I don't know if it would have changed my perception of the band earlier if I would have just said, you know what, calm the fuck down, Justin. But here we are. Get over yourself. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out here. I'm gonna go to bat for Christina's song because number one, 3 of us had it, and number 2, she's already put it out there that it's her favorite. I feel like Hum Hallelujah kind of has to be at this point.
Yep. I was the holdout there, so yeah, I'm fine with that.
Thanks for going to bat for me. That song, I think if you're trying to get somebody into Fall Out Boy, it has everything that's good about Fall Out Boy. It's good lyrically, it's catchy, it's poppy, but also it has that really like sad undertone without being a sad song. It's everything you want out of like a pop emo band from the mid 2000s. It's great.
So let's put that one through. That we're almost halfway there. So
I'll also self-eliminate Dead on Arrival. I think that was one, and maybe Andy had it also, perhaps.
I
Somebody
had
else.
I had it.
Oh, I'm okay getting rid of that too.
Yeah,
Getting
same.
rid of which one?
Dead on Arrival.
Yeah, I guess we can get rid of it.
You
I
are
wanted to argue that I think I was the holdout on Little Less 16 Candles, and just revisiting it, I want to put that one through.
I would definitely fight you for that one.
me too.
Okay.
That's a great song.
So let's put it in there.
Yep. So we're halfway there.
Right.
Which ones did you order them? Which ones had 3? Because I think the only other one with 3 was Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, correct?
It might be Baby definitely had 3, and I think Patron Saint had 3, and everything else after is 2.
How does everybody feel about those 2? I had both of them, so
Same.
Yeah, I had Baby. I didn't have Patron Saint though.
And I mean, obviously,
Nobody puts Baby in.
and
so,
Patron Saints.
Patron Saints yeah. What album was that on? Was that on the first one?
Yes. Patron Saints is Take This to Your Grave.
Oh, boy, both of those.
and Baby is From Under the Cork Tree.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I'm less on board with. Nobody puts Baby.
You're less on board with Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
Well, let's take the freebie. Let's take Patron Saints. We'll leave Nobody in the conversation for now.
And then I know Chicago was one of my songs, so I'm still on board with that, obviously.
I don't really remember that song, to be honest, but
But I say I'd like Homesick better than Chicago.
I'm different about it.
what else do we have? So I can only see the top 6 here. What do we have below Calm Before the Storm? Okay. I did not have, oh man. So we're pretty heavy right now on From Under the Cork Tree,
Yep.
right? We have 3
Yep.
out of the 6.
Yep.
what about, so off of Infinity on High, we only have Hum Hallelujah right now. Thriller, Carpal Tunnel of Love. I love Carpal Tunnel of Love. I think that's
I mean, if we're
out of the ones that are left for Infinity on High, I think. Oh,
here, let me put them all together so we can look at them that way. Okay, so yeah, these are the 5.
Oh, geez.
Wow. Okay.
I just sounded really Midwestern right now. I did an oh, geez.
Well, I'm from Minnesota, Christina, so
You get it. Oh,
I get it.
just wait till I drop an oofta in conversation. Oh boy. Okay.
Well, how do we feel about losing arms race at this point?
I feel okay losing arms race.
Yeah, I like Carpal Tunnel of Love and Thriller more than I care for This Ain't a Scene.
That was exactly what I was going to say. I think Thriller and Carpal Tunnel of Love really stand out of what are the 4 left. But
Right.
For me, GINA SFS, like that was more so I liked that because I was like, what the hell does that even mean?
It was
And
a
I kept it
mystery.
around.
Okay.
So, like I'm not really attached to that. We can lose it.
All right. I will take whatever we can get here. How do we
do
feel?
we want to have something from their later records at all? Because all we have right now.
I don't think so. I don't think we have anything.
We
Yeah.
just need the first 3. Like the only one that we have that's later than that is Disloyal Order, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's from Foley.
Yeah. Everything else is just the first 3 records. Is that responsible?
I mean, I think it's accurate.
I think it's accurate.
Personally,
Well, and then again, I guess there's going to be 2 schools of Fall Out Boy. There's going to be the people that don't like him because all they know is the later stuff, that don't know about the early stuff, and then there's the people that love the early stuff and don't like the later stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of a house divided in that sense, in the big picture of things, I guess.
I'm trying to figure who's actually going to listen to this. As far as, because the aim of the show obviously is to get somebody who's never listened to the band to actually listen to the band. But I feel like that's never the case. I feel like it's fans of the band. I don't know, man. I feel like we're more apt to grab new ears with anything off of those first 3 records, and that's.
I agree.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
So I think if we're playing to what the game is supposed to be, we can lose Disloyal Order here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's do that then.
So how many do we have all the way through now?
I think we're still at 6. Well, no, I think we're at 7. Nope, it's still 6. All right. Let me. I'm just trying to get all of them together by album, so we can start making the real choices here. The 4 left from Take This to Your Grave. Now, at this point, we need to ask ourselves, we've got 2 in. Do we want more from that record?
Well, if we have 3 records and we're trying to do 10, we only have 2. We could realistically have 3 and not be weighted one way or another.
True. So let's have this. Let's get rid of 2. Homesick at Space Camp, Calm Before the Storm, Chicago So 2 Years Ago, The Pros and Cons of Breathing.
I had 3 of the 4 of those.
2 of them.
But I would fight for The Pros and Cons of Breathing out of all of them.
Yeah, I think Pros and Cons and Homesick at Space Camp, which is 1 and 1 for me, one that was on my list and one that wasn't, that I would say are worthy of keeping. We're Calm in Chicago. I'm fine with letting go.
All right.
I'm good either way because I cut all 4 of those, so
All right.
I'm good either way.
So let's make that all agree with Andy. All right, so now let's move on to the next record. Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner. Our lawyer made us change the name of the song so we wouldn't get sued. EXO, 7 Minutes in Heaven of All the Gin Joints. Let's cut.
Are we cutting that to 2 as well?
I feel like, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We already have 3 through.
3 already.
Yeah, so let's whittle it down to 2. And then
I would fight for Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner.
Yeah, I gotta go with Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, and I would say for me personally, 7 Minutes in Heaven, but that's just me.
Okay.
I could be on board with 7 Minutes in Heaven. That was one of my very last songs. I love that song.
Andy?
Would definitely still fight for Our Lawyer. But then if I wanted to go outside of my choices,
Bizarre. I had all of these.
Of all the Gin Joints is also one of my favorite Fall Out Boy songs. That song is really good.
Which I think.
Oh.
Of all the Gin Joints, is definitely stronger than XO to me. Also.
Gin Joints is pretty good. I have to say that. And listening between that one and 7 Minutes, I'd probably say Gin Joints over 7 Minutes.
All right, so let's lose.
I mean, if everybody's cool with Gin Joints over 7 minutes, then I'm okay with that. I can concede. I like them both the same, so whatever.
All right, so let's lose 7 minutes. We need to lose one more. Nobody Puts Baby, Gin Joints, and Our Lawyer. One's got to go.
Ooh.
I know. Again, these were, I had all
Our
these.
Lawyer is a track 1, which do we have from?
Yeah, Tell That Mick is a track 1.
Right, yeah, that's a track 1. Yeah, they're both pretty good number ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
trying to figure out angles to argue my case.
Gin Joints is 1 and 2. 1 and 2 from Under a Cork Tree. Our Lawyer and then Gin Joints.
Oh wow, yeah.
If I remember right, they
they are. As I'm looking at the album,
kind of play into each other, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nobody wants to make the hard cuts.
okay, I'll vote. I'll say my vote as I can't really remember Our Lawyer. I know exactly what Nobody Puts Baby and Gin Joints sound like. I can't really remember what Our Lawyer sounds like.
Okay.
That's my vote. Our Lawyer to get cut.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
I'll allow it.
All right. And then that brings us to, so Hum Hallelujah is the only one in.
So we need 4 more, correct?
Yes, we need 4 more in total.
I think we could take 1 each off of the other 2 and find 2 out of these.
Agreed.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm playing like math-wise just to make sure it's equal because we're not representing 4 of the 7 records.
Yeah.
Right, that would make sense.
I absolutely agree. So let's lose one of these. Fame is not as great as Infamy, or Fame is less than Infamy. Justin likes to say things the wrong way sometimes. Thriller, The Carpal Tunnel of Love. I feel like at this point, Fame is the one that's not getting any love, and it's just kind of sitting there.
Which one?
Fame. Fame is less.
I like that one. It's still one that I stand behind. I like it over Carpal Tunnel. But I mean, Thriller is isn't that a cover?
It's not.
It's
Thriller
not.
track 1 as well, and it's got Jay-Z on it, which is again
Could be a plus, could be a minus, depending on who you are.
I think it shows like where they were at the time. They were just at such a height that they could just call Jay-Z on the phone.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
like,
fair.
hey man, you want to do a little track?
And he did. Surprisingly, I have no idea how they pulled it off, but
He had 99 other problems, and doing a song with Fall Out Boy wasn't one of them.
That's right. I mean, I'm okay. Well, I was gonna say it, but I take it back. I'm very strong about Carpal Tunnel of Love.
Uh-huh.
for it,
Me
too.
So here's my take on this. Fame is the only one I had. Carpal Tunnel was like a close miss. Thriller, I think, made the first pass, but it was one of the first to get cut. So if I had to rank them,
I would cut Thriller then, I guess.
I'm okay losing Thriller.
Fame and Carpal Tunnel then.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
All right, let's lose Thriller then. Plop these 2 through.
now
And
one more of those.
we get one of each album. So, pros and cons of breathing versus homesick at space camp.
Oh.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, I'd go pros and cons also.
That's kind of how I'm feeling.
They've got a line in that song that's my pen is the barrel of the gun, remind me which side you should be on.
See, I need to have Christina on. You're saving the important points for when they're needed the most.
When it comes down to it, the research and the first person view.
Yeah, like a lot of people would throw out all that stuff in the first or second round, but when it comes down to it, this is when you're trying to make the point. Is when you need it. So yeah, I'm with pros and cons over homesick.
Yeah, me too. I'm sold on that one. So.
Oh, I'm playing the game.
Nice.
In a very different way too. All right, and so here we go. Baby in the Corner versus Gin Joints.
I like Gin Joints better, personally. I think of those, let me see. I don't think I had either of them on my list, I believe.
Hot damn.
Yeah, neither of those were on my list, so, my choice is Gin Joints over the other one.
Oh, man.
Hot damn.
I mean,
Someone.
Pretty good, though.
Oh, man.
It's
No, Baby in the Corner is I'll weigh you down, I'll watch you choke, you look so good in blue. And that's one of my favorite Fall Out Boy lyrics. I love that song. But
That's the...
This, by the way, this never, ever, ever, ever helps. It always makes it harder. Now, listening to them back to back like that, gun to head, nothing else but just what's going to hook somebody. God, Gin Joints, if I'm just listening to them back to back and just those first couple seconds, Gin Joints is going to bring somebody.
I agree.
Yeah.
Those lyrics are powerful and nobody, which is the only thing that keeps me teetering,
The lyrics I like better and Nobody Puts Baby in the Corner, but then you hear that intro to Gin Joints.
Right, and it's like...
It's catchy, it's big, it's loud, it's got a low end that I guess for me I didn't expect out of Fall Out Boy. Here, let's get a little bit more. I mean, it's straight to the point. It's
Well, and also the first lyric is "You only hold me up like this because you don't know who I really am."
Okay. Well, so I mean, it
still has
too.
that good, like, it's not as good lyrically as Baby, but it does have that kind of punch right away.
Well, and so it's times like this I remind people to play at home, because if you don't like our choices, you can listen to all the songs that we chose, because then you get like the fuller picture of the band. But I think listening to them back to back like that, Gin Joints has to be the one.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta agree.
All right, so let's run this down. Here's our 10. Tell that Mick he just made my list of things to do today. I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was this stupid song written about me. Sugar, We're Going Down. Hum Hallelujah. A Little Less 16 Candles. A Little More Touch Me. The Patron Saint of Liars and Fakes. The Pros and Cons of Breathing. Fame is Less Than Infamy. The Carpal Tunnel of Love. And Of All the Gin Joints in All the World. And with that, Christina, you're getting put on the hot seat first. You're the new person here. What's the number one with a bullet?
Sugar, We're Going Down.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, you really can't deny Sugar, We're Going Down. Like, you really can't.
Andy?
I feel like it's Tell That Mick. Just I don't like. It's a good long title. It's the first record. It's it's just like that's the Fall Out Boy that I know. That's kind of aggressive and just
I wonder though, with Take This to Your Grave, that's the only record that sounds like that.
Also true.
So you might be disappointed saying like, Tell That Mick is the number one with a bullet, but then you only get 10 songs that sound like that.
And then they're on to something else. Now, see, and to that point, just to further your point, Sugar We're Going Down has kind of the best of both worlds, where it kind of feels the way the first record does, but has the polish that everything from there on after has. And plus, it's just damn catchy. Like, if you take the time to actually listen to the melodies in Going Down, like it really is like a game changer, because I never did that, and it just is top notch vocal harmonies. Yeah. So what are we thinking?
Did we sway you, Andy? Did we get
What's
you?
that? Yeah, I think you did. No, it's a good point.
All right.
You know.
So there we go. Sugar We're Going Down, number 1. Tell That Mick he just made my list of things to do today. I slept with someone in Fall Out Boy, and all I got was this stupid song written about me. Hum Hallelujah. A little less 16 Candles, a little more Touch Me. Patron saint of liars and fakes. The pros and cons of breathing. Fame is less than infamy. The carpal tunnel of love. And of all the gin joints in all the world, Jinkies, McTavish, we've done it.
That's a good list.
Quite a conversation, to be sure.
It's a great list.
I think you could sway somebody like that has had that mindset that I did. I think you can sway somebody with that list. So I feel good about it. This is normally the time where I would kind of go over when everybody's going to be back, but like with the show isn't necessarily in the air per se, but like it's still going to happen. It's just more about a when at this point, like trying to figure out the time for the research and trying to figure out the time where everybody can kind of get together to record. Everybody probably by now knows that I prefer to do it in person. It's not always possible, and right now it's impossible. So I don't know. There will be shows, and I may end up taking a break, but that's for a future Justin to worry about. So there will be more deprograms. Have no fear.
Have no fear.
I don't know what I was getting to with that.
I hope so. This was just my first one. What if I'm the decline of the show?
Oh, no. No chance.
Definitely brought droves to the show and the conversation.
Plus, your research is top notch. I feel like it's one of the top notch of research, honestly.
Absolutely. And knowing when to play those cards. That's super important. So
that's a whole new part of the game.
Yeah. So
I've been paying attention.
But there's more to talk about. But we're not going to pretend like there isn't more to talk about. There is. But with that being said, Fall Out Boy, learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.